Today, we're sitting down with Grammy-nominated multi-platinum singer, actress, and host of Magnolia Network's latest reality competition show, Roller Jam, Jordin Sparks. Jordin, welcome to DITL.
I didn't know if I could make any noise. Hi.
You can make whatever noise you want. Maybe even like a sing us in.
La, la, la. Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. Considering the craziness of this week, I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're on this massive press tour for
Yes.
this incredible show that you're
Yes.
hosting. Tell us about the show.
Okay, so the show is called Roller Jam. It is the first of its kind skating competition reality show. And it's really intriguing because the opportunity came across my desk and I was like, I'd love to watch this. This sounds so interesting, and skating is multi-generational. If you haven't skated, either your mom did, your dad, or your grandparents, or you've seen it somewhere, whether it's TikTok or in movies or the Super Bowl with Usher. Like, it's just kind of had this resurgence. So everybody's kind of been touched to it. Or as kids, you had a roller skating party or something,
Oh, the
something
best
like that.
parties were the roller
Exactly.
skating parties.
Yeah. So I was like, it really touches a lot of people. And there just really hasn't been anything like this. And now there's this amazing opportunity for skaters to have this thing. It's $150,000 that they're competing for, life-changing amount of money. And so it's cool. So I liken it to like football players have the Super Bowl and, singers have Idol or something to be like, oh, I want to do that. And now there's Roller Jam for skaters.
So
But
fun.
it's really fun. They compete each week. They do choreographed routines. We throw in challenges. We skate through the eras, which, 60s, 70s, 80s, et cetera. And, they have to meet certain criteria for the judges. And it's just been a really fun show to be a part of and also to watch. And for me, it's my first time being able to host a show, and I've always wanted to do that. So I had the time of my life. It literally was the easiest yes I've ever said, and the easiest job I've ever done.
How did you prepare for hosting a show? Like, I
Mhm.
feel like you've been behind the mic. How old were you when you went on American Idol?
I was 16 when I auditioned, and then 17 when I won. So I'm familiar with lights and stage and TV and how it works. And I'm also one of those people who, it doesn't matter where I go, I'm always like absorbing information. Like, I love learning and I love knowledge. So if I'm on a show with somebody and I'm usually like watching, I'm trying to see how everything works and, what camera's over here and what's doing that. And so that part I think has helped naturally, just kind of absorbing things. And also I was inspired by the hardest working man in show business, Ryan Seacrest. So it was lovely to have that kind of blueprint to just watch and see how he interacted with us and the audience at home and the judges. So I don't know. I like people too. I think it would be really hard if I didn't like people.
So on DITL, we
Mhm.
start at the beginning of everyone's day
Okay.
and go through all the way to bedtime. So we'll get
Okay.
into routines, specific products.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
And I know. So
Okay. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Do I do anything anymore? Hold on.
do you eat breakfast in the morning or drink coffee? Like, is there any part of that in your morning routine?
I actually am not a coffee drinker. Come January, it'll be 3 years since I gave it up. Yeah.
And what was the decision behind that? How'd you get there?
Honestly, I just wanted to see if I could do it. I wanted to see how coffee actually affected me and like if it was really giving me energy or if I just really liked the taste of it. Because my dad loves coffee and has been going with us in the morning to get coffee since I was like 5. So I feel like I kind of drank so much that it didn't really do anything to me anymore. So I gave it up and I realized I didn't really miss it. I love the smell of coffee and I do love a really good cup. If it's like, I kind of like the like specific coffee, not like a big store. Like we went to Jamaica and they had like this small thing of coffee. It was delicious. So I tried that, but I don't drink it consistently. I'm more on tea. I love tea. So I actually drink hot water and like lime or lemon at first, like when I wake up at first. And then I'll do tea, whether it's like the throat coat tea that you can just get at the store. I actually have a lot of like loose leaf stuff and I mix stuff together. So tea I made last week was some elderberry, marshmallow root, hibiscus, flower,
Wow.
and rose hip with cinnamon. And it was delicious. DJ was like, "Mommy, can I have some more?" So of course you can have
Maybe
some
you
more.
need to start a tea line.
I really want to do that actually.
like
I do want to
custom
do that.
blends,
Mhm.
and I mean that like I would never think to put all those ingredients
I really
and
wanna
flavors
do it.
together.
It was so good. It was sweet, but it was like also warming because of the cinnamon. So yeah, sorry, don't get me started. I will go to town, but I would love to do that one day.
Are there any other routines that you're incorporating into your day to just set you up to be this amazing singer that you are, you know?
Yeah, I sing every day. It doesn't matter if I'm actually doing a performance, if my son is listening, if I'm in the shower. I will sing to the squirrels outside. Okay, I'm always singing, and I'm always trying to like push myself as well. I there's a lesson that I was taught by Nick, who I was seeing, and I am the type of person that I like to hear it the way that I heard it on the CD or how I hear it on the radio. I want it to sound like that. And so for me, I'm very particular. Like I'll do a little run here and there, but I will sing my songs and listen to them, and then I try to match. So it sounds exactly like I do on the record. So I'll do that. And then I like to just belt. Like I'll sing a Whitney song, or I'll sing a Celine Dion song, or Pat Benatar or Mariah Carey, and I'll just try and challenge myself to reach what they're doing, you know, and do the things that they're doing. But I think that's always a good thing because it's always stretching, but it also keeps the stamina in my voice, especially when there's a little bit more time in between big performances or things like that. Because it's a muscle like anything else. You know, if you stop using it or you stop, using it consistently, it gets weaker, I guess. So it's very intriguing to have to work it like a muscle. You got to warm it up, and you have to wind it down, and you have to place it in a certain position. So it's fascinating the way our vocal cords work.
Does your son recognize how good of a singer you are? Like, I think about it now, like I was telling you before, like yes. I have a 4.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. Mm-hmm. My 4.5-year-old is now old enough to recognize that, like, when I'm singing with him, it does not sound great. Like
It'd
when
be our
you
own
are,
kids, isn't
it? But does your son recognize how, like, your voice, and do you see, like, is it genetic? Like, what is his voice like?
He can sing, actually, which is, it was crazy. All little kids' voices are beautiful because it's just so sweet. And then there was like this little shift where he would start singing things that we had listened to or remember them, but he was like on pitch. Like he was on pitch and he was on key, and I was like, what? So I didn't say anything yet. And then I just keep listening. But yeah, now he's taking voice and he's taking piano, and he really loves it. But we sing all day long. My poor husband, he's like, up. And me and DJ sing everything. I'm like, DJ, where are you? He's like, Mommy, I'm in the bathroom. Like, he's just singing every random thing. But it's so beautiful. I love that he has that. Not that I'm neither here nor there with him wanting to be an artist or anything like that. Like, if he wants to, I'll be here to support him and to like guide. But if he doesn't, I'm just grateful that he has music and the ability to sing just for himself. Like, I sing when I'm happy. I sing when I'm sad. I sing when I'm frustrated. I sing when I'm confused. Singing it just really helps me on so many different ways. I don't just do it for my job. I have to do it. It's in my bones. I can't not.
Are there certain songs, like when you're happy or sad or confused, are there certain songs that you'll sing in those moments? Are you singing your own songs? Like, what are you looking to? What are you singing?
Sometimes I grew up listening to a lot of gospel and like Christian music growing up. And so those are the songs I kind of lean towards when I'm sad. So like a gospel song that's like inspirational, and like the one in particular is a Kirk Franklin song with the choir that he loves called Blessing in the Storm. And I just feel like that one applies to everything. So that's usually my go-to. When I'm happy, I like to do Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield or One Step at a Time. One Step at a Time also is one when I'm like frustrated, and it changes every time I sing it. So it's funny. I'm grateful that I have a song that's my own that has helped so many people, but it helps me too. I guess when I don't know, I guess happy, sad, when I'm confused, One Step at a Time. When I just want to have a good time, I throw on like a random playlist and just dance, But yeah, I love all different types of music. So music is such a fun thing, and so many people understand it, and it's just hard. I know there are people out there that don't like music, but it's very rare that you meet a person who's like, I don't like music.
I don't think I've ever met someone who can't say that they don't like music.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, if they do, I'm like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
What happened? And then, to answer your question about my son, I did have a story. Who was it? He was with a babysitter, and they were playing a song in the car, and he was like, "That's not my mom." And then he was like, "Who is this? Like, why are they singing like this?"
Was it one of your songs, but being sung by
No,
some
no, it was
performed by
just
someone else?
it was just somebody random. I think they were listening to one of my songs, and she was just picking random songs. And then something else came out, and he was like, "This isn't my mom." I was like, "Oh." And now it's in this space where he's like, "But yeah, mom, you're famous." And I'm like, "You don't need to tell people that though." Because he's like, "Yeah, this is my mom. She's famous." I'm like, "Oh, DJ, no." I'm like, "Wait, these are strangers. We don't know them."
Yeah.
But it's really precious. Like, it's so cute to see the wheels turn, and like then when it clicks, like, oh, like people know you like that. So it's interesting. But again, I think we were talking off. I can't remember if I said it on air or not, but how we just try to keep it as normal as we can for him, because it is so crazy. Like, the world knows who I am, and so I try to really protect him and keep him safe, so he doesn't really get influenced by that or affected by it.
Yeah. What is the like normal day to day at home with him look like? Obviously, he's in school during the day. And you're doing your thing
on a day off, man. On a day off, honestly, I'm with him all day. It's whatever he wants to do. That's all I want to do. What you want to do today, bud? He's like, "I want to play Fortnite." I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "I want you to sit and watch it with me." Okay. So I love to play games. I've had like a Game Boy, all iterations of Game Boy since I was a kid. So I have my Switch in my bag. Actually, I take it with me everywhere. So when he asks for things like that, I love to do that. And I'm noticing, is very much like a quality time person, all the love languages. He just wants somebody to be there with him. And he just, he feels loved that way. And I'm also like that. So it's really easy for me to we don't have to be doing anything. We could just be sitting outside. And sometimes, because I like to be outside, I said, "Buddy, okay, you've been in here for about an hour playing a video game. Let's go outside in the sun." And he's like, "All right." And we just sit out there. We just sit together. So we love being able to do those things. I adore those moments for sure. And then I love to read. So I'm always trying to read with him, have him read to me, or us read together. We play games. There's what's this new game we found? It's like this balancing game. It's really fun. You just connect these things together, and the person who makes it fall loses, and then you start over. And that one right now has caught his attention. We like to do Legos together. I love putting things together with my hands, so we do Legos. He loves to shoot hoops. That's one thing that he likes to do. Play outside. My mom made this we have a big cul-de-sac, and so she made this like his own little version of the Olympics. And so we'll go outside and he'll do all those things. Like, he'll sprint and then jump over something. And so we're always just trying to find ways to be creative. We watch TV too, like any normal family. So we watch TV, cartoons all the time, great movies. Like, we watched, I think it was Sunday, he wanted to finish watching Inside Out too. And I'm like sitting over here weeping on a Sunday morning. Like, I was not expecting
I need to watch it. My son doesn't want to watch movies right now. He's in a phase where he's just in like either TV shows, or we'll do no TV, because he's at like 4.5. We're finding a hard time with like the turning the TV off. He's having a hard time with the separation of that. And he's just like not into movies. And my husband are like, "Oh, like, we just want to watch a movie with you sometimes." Like, I want to watch Inside Out too.
Yeah. It's funny. My all the movies now are like 2 hours or longer. And I've noticed every time we go to one with DJ, and this has been the last couple years, that by the time, like, it's like clockwork, as soon as 90 minutes hits, he gets up out of his seat and he comes over and sits with me and is like, "Can we go?" Like, he can't sit through the whole thing. So they started it. We start movies and never finish them. And then end up finishing them like days later or something like that. So I completely understand. I understand. But
or like on an airplane. You couldn't catch the last 30 minutes on an airplane.
Oh my gosh. Yes. DJ's into Bluey. He loves I love Bluey. I love that show. I have no shame in saying that. I actually like to watch it. But Bluey, he likes The Amazing World of Gumball. He watches SpongeBob. We just watch all the things. Hey Arnold, Arthur. Watch PBS Kids. We love PBS Kids.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's a lot, but for the most part, like, it's now that he's in school, we've implemented back to like, he can't play games during the week, and then it's only on the weekends that he gets to play video games, because there's just a lot going on, and I can't. There's no time.